Although Bhau had written many books, plays, and songs about Avatar Meher Baba during his life with him, it wasn't until 1967 that the beloved taught him how to write ghazals, a type of poetry Meher Baba enjoyed very much. The ghazal is a beautiful form of poetry, which is traditionally written in Persian or Urdu. It consists of from 5 to 15 verses or couplets, each ending with the same rhyme. For centuries, lovers of God have found the ghazal to be an ideal medium for expressing their deep inner feelings about the divine romance. Now, Bhau will tell us how Meher Baba taught him to write ghazals.
First, of course, I would write songs and different things, and then he asked me to write ghazals, And ghazals, of course, very difficult to write in Hindi. Ghazals are written always in Urdu and Persian because the rhyming words are there. In Hindi it is not possible. So when Baba asked me to write, I tried, but I could not succeed. And then I told Baba that it was impossible for me to write ghazals. So Baba says to me, what do you think? I am the Ustad, means master. I taught Dr. Ghani and I would teach you, but you try. So of course I tried and I wrote some songs, in different meters like ghazals, but they were not ghazals because particular pattern is there for ghazals. So Baba was very happy with those songs, but then he said that one day I would teach you how to write ghazals. And we were in Guru Prasad in 1967. So one evening when I was there with Baba, he said, today I would teach you how to write ghazals, And he was sitting on the bed and he was playing that drum, tabla it is called. So he's playing tabla on his thigh and he gave me one line and he asked me to repeat that line in that rhythm. So of course summertime and it was very hot and Baba gave me that line and I was repeating that. For half an hour I repeated, could not follow anything. So I said, Baba, I don't follow anything. He said, just continue. I continued for half an hour, could not follow. And I said to Baba that, Baba, I don't follow anything. Please don't take trouble. He was perspiring, I was perspiring. So then he said, continue. Again I continued for 15 minutes, could not follow. And then I told Baba that I don't follow, Baba. Please don't take so much trouble, I don't follow anything. Baba said, useless. Go and sit there. So I was sitting, and Baba was lying down. Still he was playing that drum on his thigh. And I was just thinking what type of nut I am. That Baba took so much trouble for me, but I could not follow. And I tell you, this is the truth. Just like wind, It came and Baba got up and he said, compose. And within 5 minutes, I composed the ghazal, So every day then, of course, I had to compose 3-4 ghazals. And I would read out those ghazals to him. And of course, he would also sometimes dictate me some lines and he would ask me to compose. Sometimes Baba would dictate the whole thing. Sometimes he would give me one line, sometimes one couplet. Of course, God alone exists. Really speaking, he has put my name, but dictated by him. Only about 5 or 6 couplets I composed, and the rest he composed and he put my name there. But it was not me who composed, but it was Baba. So this ghazal I am just reading out. Many lines, many couplets means almost all, I should say, dictated by him. घायल हुए हरिण की तरह सख्त फंसा हूँ, मैदान में अनहद के अब मैं नाच रहा हूँ. Means I am in your net just like wounded deer. मैदान में अनहद के अब मैं नाच रहा हूँ, and because I am caught in your net and I am wounded, now I can just dance in the ground of infinity. Because I am caught in your net and because I am wounded, of course, now it is possible for me to dance in the ground of infinity. because I am wounded and I am in your net. I cannot go out of the net. So now I can dance in the ground of your infinity. तीर तो है छोड़ता, क्या घाव हैं हुए, नमक उन पर डालता घबरा गया हूँ. You just shoot arrows at me, and I am very much wounded. But you are not satisfied with these wounds. You put salt on my wounds. And now what is my plight? I feel frightened because I am totally wounded, and at the same time you just put salt on the wounds. घाव होंगे ठीक क्या, जो तीर हैं चले, अब दया की मैं भीख तुमसे मांग रहा हूँ. How is it possible for the wounds to heal up? It is not possible because continuously you are shooting arrows. So of course it is good, but at least have some mercy. Just wait for some time, then you shoot, not continuously. It is unbearable for me. Please just have some mercy on me. This is also dictated by Baba. देखने की बस तुझे एक चाह है मुझे, उसके लिए जान से अब मैं खेल रहा हूँ. Why I am passing through all this pain? Why? Because I don't know why I have got this want, this desire to see you, and this desire is so powerful. This longing is so full that I just bear all this. I am wounded. You put salt. The pain is there, but still this what want I have. How powerful it is that I just suffer, and still that want is there to see you. And because of that want, I'm just playing with my life. Don't care for my life. So what type of want I have? You have given it to me that I pass through all this. Still I want to see you. दुन्ना छोड़ा छोड़ दी तस्बीह है मैंने, नमाज को भी छोड़ तेरे फन में लगा हूँ. So here Junnar means that thread Hindus put on. So that also I have left. I have also left the beads to remember you, to meditate on you. So beads also I have just left. I have also left the prayer. I don't pray. But I don't know what longing is that without doing all this, without having thread, without having beads, without having this prayer, I just see you and I have nothing but just longing for you. So this is the only thing I have, and I have no concern with any other thing. या तू आकर मिल मुझे या तीर ही चला, अब तो तीर के घावों से मजा चीख रहा हूँ. So he says, either you come and see me, and if you don't want to come and see me, then do one thing. Now please, I am at this stage that you just go on shooting arrows at me. That because when I those arrows, I get the wounds. I remember you more and more. So if you don't come and don't see me, then please just go on shooting arrows, and that I like. हाँ मेहर तू मिल मुझे या घाव ही बढ़ा, घाव में ही तेरा दरस मैं पा रहा हूँ. Oh Meher, I just want to see you. I just long to see you. But if you don't want, all right, just make this wound deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, because घाव में ही तेरा दरस मैं पा रहा हूँ. Through this wound, I see you. This wound, of course, make me to have your darshan. So please go on making them deeper and deeper if you don't want to come and see me. अब तीर और नमक ही हैं जिंदगी मुझे, उनके बिना रह न सकूं, मरता चला हूं. What to say? People will laugh, but actually my life is nothing but wound and salt. I like them most. They have become my life, very life. I like this wound, and I like that salt should be just sprinkled on the wound. I like it because they have become my very life. उनके बिना रह न सकूं. I cannot live without wounds and without salt. It is necessary. They have become my life, and even if I die, of course I don't care. But I like the wounds oh beloved, go on shooting arrows and putting salt on them. जिंदगी है उसके बिना एक कयामत, किस तरह मैं भाव जीऊं उससे जुदा हूँ. What is this life? It is just a hell for me. Only thing is that I cannot live without my beloved, and my beloved, so cruel, just goes on shooting arrows, but he does not want to show his face. Jai Baba. Somebody says that, oh, I am suffering, because I came in Baba's contact, and that's why I am suffering, different things I am suffering. This suffering is nothing. I tell you, suffering, real suffering, it comes through longing for him. If that longing is there, and because of that longing, if you suffer, that is real suffering. And that suffering makes you worthy of the bliss. One day you have the bliss. You become one with him. But this suffering, worldly suffering, when you have and you attribute to Baba that because of this, I have come in contact with Baba, I suffer, so many difficulties are there, I am facing this, I am doing this, and you just say that it is suffering because of Baba. Everything, happens according to his wish, no doubt. But if you have that firm faith that everything happens according to his wish, then of course there is no question of any complaint. Then just like you accept happiness, you also accept suffering, because it is his wish. But generally it does not happen. It happens that because of this, because we are in contact with Baba, we are suffering. No, that is not the thing. If the suffering is there through longing, if the heart longs for him and you suffer, then of course that suffering, it has meaning. And that suffering gives you joy, happiness. You want it more and more. Though you suffer and you complain, and at the same time you cannot remain without it. You long for it, you want more and more. Just like here, when you get itching, you scratch. So when you scratch, the pain is there, but you enjoy that. You enjoy that. So that suffering, when it comes through longing, it is like this, that the pain, through that suffering which you get, you enjoy that pain. You crave for more and more. Here Baba sometimes, he would become indifferent and he would say anything. When he would tease, we would not like that. When he would stop teasing, that also we would not like. We would just think, why Baba has stopped teasing? Why he does not tease, So when he would stop, we would long for it. And when he would tease, then that also we would not like. Why does he tease? Why is he doing this? So this is the situation, how to explain it. Only thing that when one passes through it, of course, he can experience that. Because in words, whatever is said, unless one passes through it, you cannot get the real understanding about it. Yesterday I came there and I just remember one incident in the Mandi Hall here, Meherabad. What happened, when Baba would come here, so he would call his lovers here, those who were working, families, all those people there, Baba would call them. One day, he called them, and of course there was one. He asked him, how are you, whether you take care of your health, you must take care of your health. Why do you look so thin? And you must take care, you take this, you take that. Also, he prescribed certain medicine, you take this medicine. There was another one who was actually sick. So, Baba did not ask anything. Now that mind was working, and she was expecting, Baba would ask me, but Baba did not ask. So then she started weeping. And Baba said, why do you weep? What's the reason? She said, I am sick. Oh, you are sick. You are sick. So Baba said, all right, yes, then get some medicine. Just show to Padri. He would give you medicine. And he did not say anything. So here, his work would be like this. one would think that, oh, because Baba asked me, and so Baba takes care. Whether Baba would not take care of her, he would. He would take care, but it was just his ways, Ask someone and did not ask another one, and she would know Baba does not care, for me. So sometimes he would also do that. When the meeting gathering would be there, thousands of people would be there, and each one, sometimes, suppose, Baba would point out and say something to someone who is sitting in the corner, Others would also expect that Baba would also ask us, and Baba would not ask us, and then he would just start thinking, Baba does not care for me. Previously, of course, when I would come, Baba would ask different things. Now he does not care. He does not care like this. Again, Baba would call someone and he would ask someone, and his mind would work and work and work. And ultimately, Baba, then he would say that whether he calls me or not, immaterial, now he does not care for me. He ignores me. All right, it is all right. If he ignores, if it is his wish. And then he would say that what is going on in your mind, so and so, tell me. And then he would come to know that whatever was going on, he knew, and just he was playing this game, So always it would happen. Thousands of people would come, and they would be there. But I tell you, that atmosphere, it would be charged with bliss, that nobody would want to just go away from him. They would just remain there. They would remain there, and they would just want to look at him and nothing else, no words, nothing. But they would feel so happy, so blissful in that atmosphere. And he would care for each one, his ways quite different, So, Baba, I tell you, his care, it is always there. Only thing that we must have that confidence, that faith, that he is with us, and he cannot ignore us, he cannot neglect us. He is there. So if we accept him like this, and we just depend upon him, and we follow his wish, then of course we can realize that, we can know that, we can experience that how he is helping us.
Now I come down to the incident, of course, she wants me to narrate. We were there at Meherabad, and I was a night watchman, so I would be with Baba. So at night sometimes he would feel hungry, and he would ask me to give something to eat. And there would be chocolate box in Baba's room, so I would give him chocolate. This night, there was no electricity at Meherabad, and we would put the kerosene lamp outside the window, and the light would reflect. But when Baba would take rest, of course I had to close the window also. So Baba, that night, of course, he got up and he says that, I am hungry, give me something to eat. So of course I brought that chocolate box, opened the lid and put the lid there, and I went to open the window. And Baba, did like this, and I don't know how, that lid fell down and it struck him here. It was too much. It was too much. When I returned, he said, oh, horrible pain, it is too much. This lid struck me here. Oh, so much pain. And, I repented. It was really my mistake. I thought that why did I put the lid there? It was not good for me. And he says that how careless you are. How careless you are. You know how much pain is here now. Take this chocolate. I don't want to eat. Now I cannot take rest. So many things scolded for half an hour. And he says that here, of course it is not possible to take rest now, but still I try. So he was lying down, and I was repenting that yes, it was my mistake. I would not have put the lid there. It would not have been. It would not have taken place like this. It would not have struck Baba's leg. It was my mistake. I was repenting. But again, Baba got up. He said, oh, horrible pain, horrible, can't bear. I can't bear. You are careless, useless. Have you got any idea? And still I was repenting. And then again half an hour he scolded. And then he says that now it is not possible for me to take rest. You have come here to serve me, and whether you are serving, so many things he said, and I was still repenting. Now he says, again I tried, but I don't think that I will be able to take rest. Again he was lying down, and I was repenting. And third time, oh, it is terrible, terrible, terrible. Again he got up. He says that how careless you are, whether you have come to serve me or to kill me. And then my mind started working. When he said that, have you any idea what pain I am passing through? So I said, in books, of course, Baba always says that he suffers universally, infinite suffering. He bears the burden of the universe. This is all philosophy. This little thing, this little lid, if had it struck me, I would not have said anything. But here he says that, he bears infinite suffering, he suffers like this infinitely, and little thing, when it gives him so much pain, he cannot bear it. And so how is it possible? This is all philosophy about this infinite suffering. There is nothing, no suffering, nothing. Little thing, how could it give him so much pain? So Baba says, come here, sit down. I said, I'm all right. I'm all right. He says, sit down, I tell you. So I sat down. He said, what do you take me for? I said, you are my master. So I am your master. You accept me as your master. I said, yes. So if I am your master, who are you? He said, you are slave. What is the duty of the slave? He asked. I said, just to please the master, just to serve him. So he says, whether you are pleasing me? I said, but Baba, I did not do knowingly. It happened. He says, knowingly or unknowingly. But it is giving me pain. What about that? I also know that you did it unknowingly. Knowingly, of course, nobody can do this. Unknowingly you did, but it is giving me pain. So here, of course, you say that unknowingly. But I am suffering from that. And he says, when you have accepted me as your master, I have accepted you as my slave. So here, you are duty bound to serve me. And I am also duty bound to see that my slave serves me perfectly. Because I am duty bound, I have accepted you. Suppose Himalaya falls down on me, what is there for me? There is nothing. But because I have accepted you as my slave, I am duty bound to see that you serve me properly and you please me. And that's why this little thing, which you think that it is a little thing, this gives me so much suffering. Your carelessness, I cannot bear a little carelessness of my slave. And this, because I am duty bound, and because you have done it, I am suffering, and I tell you the truth. This is more than my infinite suffering. Because I have accepted you as my slave, I am duty bound, and that's why this pain is there. Otherwise, what care I have? Even the Himalaya falls down, I have no care. So here, of course, such incidents which would take place, of course, it was a great thing for us to learn, and he was right. He was right. Then we would understand, yes, he was right, and how much care he would take. Otherwise, just little thing. And mind, how the mind works, I was actually thinking that he says that he suffers infinitely, and what is there? This little thing, it gives him so much suffering. So it was all philosophy about his infinite suffering. It was not like this. But actually, he would suffer and suffer and suffer. Little thing, of course, would give him great suffering. And how particular he was then, when he would accept us as his followers, servants, slaves. And here slave means this is not an ordinary thing. Slave, everyone thinks, I am free, I am independent. I am independent. Everyone is bound by illusion. And everyone is in the prison of illusion. And at the same time, everybody talks about the freedom. How is it possible? First, make yourself free from illusion and then talk about the freedom. So when you actually become his slave, that is the most fortunate thing. You are blessed. if you become the slave of the master, the slavery is such that, even the saints envy. When one becomes a slave, true slave of the master, and one who becomes true slave, he becomes the true master. Unless you become free from all this binding, whether anybody has any control over his thoughts, mind, desires, what control? We are slave, actually slave of our thoughts, slave of our desires, slave of our temptations, and at the same time we talk about freedom, that we are free. What type of freedom is this? This is not freedom. Freedom means you must be free from everything. Then of course you can enjoy freedom, and that freedom, of course, everyone has the right to enjoy that freedom. That freedom is a great freedom. It is the birthright of everyone to enjoy that freedom. Then, of course, you are free from all thoughts, desires, temptations, everything, greed, power, lust, everything. That is freedom. That is true freedom. And everyone is in creation in order to achieve that freedom. That is true freedom. But we talk about freedom without, we are independent. Why should we listen to anyone? All right, don't listen. But then why do you listen to your own mind then? Why do you become the slave of your own mind? Just have control over your own mind. Just wipe out your own mind, all desires, thoughts. And then you have that right to talk about the freedom. That is freedom. And everyone is in creation to achieve that freedom. That is true freedom. Because of ignorance all this happens, it is nobody's fault. Nobody is blamed for that. Because God is indivisible, and God, of course, everyone is God, only thing that one has to experience. It is not that it is somebody's right to achieve freedom or to get God realization. Others, of course, they are not entitled to. That is not the thing. Everyone is entitled, and that's why everyone is in creation to have that freedom, to enjoy that freedom, to get God realization. It is everyone's right, and everyone is going through the goal, directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously. But everyone is going towards the goal. Now those who follow Baba, those who come to him, actually how does it happen and how one follows him? Nobody knows what he has done for us, what he has done and what he is doing for us. Nobody has any idea. But he is the one, the real one behind the curtain, who is just taking care of all things. It is everything in his control, everything in his hand, and he is the one who is doing everything. It is not that if we say that we follow Baba, it is he who makes us to follow him. It is his love. He gives that love to follow him. Otherwise it is not possible. Not possible. It is his grace, his love, his kindness, his mercy, his compassion that we are able to follow him, to stick up to him, to remember him. It is his grace, it is his kindness, it is his love. So he is always there, and he is bound. How he wants us to follow him. We should not be careless in this. That too, of course, do you think that he does not take care of each one of us? He has to take care, he is bound. It is his duty. He is the only one responsible for everyone. It is not for particular persons he takes care, and for others, of course, he ignores. That is not the thing. He cares for each one, and nobody is neglected, even those who don't follow him. Now, I just tell you about this new life. That you must have read about 3 phases of new life after Baba came back. So I will not go into detail, but the portion which is connected with us. What is new life? What is new life? Whether in order to lead that new life,
whether you have to leave everything and go away and just beg for food. It is not new life. New life, I tell you, old life is that life where, of course, God is there, but you are not conscious about it. You have no thirst, no longing to find God. When the longing, when the thirst, when you are inclined to find God, that means that is your new life. You become conscious about that. It is the aim of life to find God. And when you become conscious about this fact, then of course, and you do it accordingly, you practice it, then of course your new life begins. So it is not that new life, Baba took caravan, Baba went for begging, Baba did this. That is not necessary. He was just doing that in order to show that this is not necessary, that is not necessary. He left everything here, Meherabad, Meherazad, everything he left, nothing in his name. And the Lord just kept the tomb for himself. Why? Because it belonged to the whole world. He cannot give to anyone. How could he give? Because it belongs to everyone, people of the world. So he kept that tomb. But everything, of course, he gave out. This is just nothing, for him. So he gave out. And then when he gave out, of course, he went to different Belgaum. There, of course, training period started. Then he went to Banaras. There, this begging life started. He would go and beg for food. Then, what happened? Then afterwards, of course, this gypsy life he began. And gypsy life, of course, a caravan was there. They would go from place to place, beg for food. It just went on. Then he went to Haridwar. One property was there and Baba was there. And then he said, what did he say? That, now he gave out 3 plans. That now he says that you join any plan. There were some who joined some plan when they were required to be with Baba. Then there was some plan, of course, you go work and just do for him whatever you want and then earn and send something to him out of anything if it is saved. So different plans he gave, but at the same time, it is to be remembered that he said that those who are in this plan, that means those who were with me, they have also to join that plan afterwards. And that's why he sent them to Delhi in order to have that ghee business, that butter business. So he was just making it clear for the world that his physical presence was not required to lead new life. His physical presence was not required to lead new life. And that's why those who were with him, he sent them. He sent them and he was there in order to prove. And at that time, he said, of course, there are 4 phases of new life. Begging, lagoti, gypsy life, all this. But you need not have to do this. You have to do only labor phase for me. I would do all these 3 phases for you and you do only labor phase for me. So, here this gypsy life and begging life, of course, he said that it is not necessary for you. I would do. He has given this assurance that these 3 phases he would do for us and we have to do labor phase for him. And what is that labor phase? That means to just work in the field or this. Labor phase means whatever you do. If you do any job, that is labor phase. If you do any business, that is also labor phase. Anything you do, that comes under labor phase. Now, when we do all this, we must also remember what are Baba's instructions during new life. He has given that how you should lead life. If you do business, of course the plans are there. Labor phase he has asked us to do. So we must follow those instructions given for each plan. Whatever labor phase is there, of course, these are the instructions we must follow. And when we follow those instructions, whatever you do job or you do business or you do anything, here of course, when you follow those instructions, you are leading the new life. And that is new life.
It is not that new life means you just go and beg for food or this. It is not new life. And why should you take up that life when the Lord has taken the responsibility for that? He has said that I would do 3 phases of new life for you, and you do 1 phase of new life, that is labor phase for me. So when the Lord has asked us to do, we must do that. And we should not just think, oh, if I do this, business, of course, this is all material thing. I'm doing, I'm in illusion. When you think that you are in illusion, you are in illusion. But if you do for Him, you are not in illusion. You are following His instructions. You are doing what He wants. But you must have that conviction that I am doing for Him. I am doing because of His instructions. So when you follow His instructions, the change takes place. And our life becomes beautiful. And not only beautiful, but whatever you do, of course, the binding is not there because you are doing for Him. So that binding, here, when we think that we are doing this, we are bound by that. But when you are doing for Him, it is your duty to obey His instructions, to do everything and anything for Him. That is our duty, that is our responsibility. So when we do for Him, of course, there is no binding. But when this, I am doing this, I am doing that, so here, of course, you are bound. People just think that here, of course, good thing, always, when Baba is there, we should just surrender good thing. Bad thing, if we do, we should not do that. So that means for bad thing, you remain responsible and you get bound yourself. He is the ocean. Why not to surrender everything to Him? And why not to follow His wish? Why do you get yourself bound by that? Whatever you do, good, bad, this is just good and bad illusory distinction. Here, whatever you do, good, bad, anything, just surrender at His feet and be free. Don't get yourself bound. No, this bad thing, how can I just surrender to Baba? Then get yourself bound, remain bound. When you think that He is all-powerful, almighty, compassionate, loving, He is the Lord, so why to hesitate, why to put that curtain? Curtain when you have, you are bound by that. Sometimes Baba would ask me, do you want this? And though I would want, I would just hesitate, no Baba. No Baba. And what Baba would say, why do you put curtain, You just remain free with me. What is there? Even when I ask you, do you want this? Why do you hesitate? If you want, say out. Why do you put curtain? That means you don't accept me. If you accept me and if you love me, then this curtain should not be there. You should not hesitate for that. So here we think that, I just, Baba had asked me to do certain thing. And, there was one poor. And I felt pity, Baba had said that don't give money to anyone. But, still I just give whatever I had. What great thing you have done. You just disobeyed His instruction and at the same time you feel proud about it that I did this. That is not the proper thing. What happens that here we just think that, it is a great thing. I tell you, in 1958 Sahwas, there were many who just got flu. And they were 6 years. And Baba had given instruction, of course, we were attending. But he had asked the pilgrims, those who had come for the Sahwas, not to go to any sick person. He had deputed others, There was one girl, she would just go from one person to another and, she would just help them. And she would do, should I do this, should I do that? So many times I told her that here Baba's instructions are there, you must not do that. No, I have got heart, I love them. Of course, how can I not do that? And of course she was doing. The next day when Baba came and he asked about it, whether anyone went to saw anyone, helped anyone, apart from, besides the persons deputed for that, of course she was there. Baba, I love them. Baba said, yes, you love them,
but you don't love me. You love them. I had given this instruction, I had made all arrangement. Why did you do this? You broke my heart because you broke my order. So it happens like this. Always, one should be very particular about his wish. Outwardly, whatever we think that it is, we should do this or we should do that, and when we know that, no, Baba does not want this, one should not do that at any cost. And if you just go on doing, that means you are not pleasing him. Always try to please him. He is there, and it is our duty to please him. So, that is the most important thing one should remember, that in any deed, whatever we think, do, of course, we must try to please him. And if we try this, that is a great thing. Great help to him, I should say, because he is the one who makes you do this. But if you do this, of course, it will be a great help to him. You are helping him in the cause. So, you are then most fortunate, the chosen ones. So one should just try for that.